Hey there, welcome to the sixth devlog for Super 3D Maze 16. My name is Jamil. I'm the primary creator, programmer, developer for the game. Um, this is going to follow the usual format. We're going to do a general update. We're going to go through our roadmap for the Atari VCS launch, talk about some plans going forward, and a little bit about release dates. So just in general, yeah, I'm still around, still working away at the game. It's been quite a bit of work. There've been a few little things that have slowed me down a bit, but I'll talk about that a little bit in the next section. So in terms of milestones, the album release for Super 3D Maze 16 is in progress. I've been doing a lot of back and forth with Tony Longworth, getting the tracks just so, and he's going to be moving on to mastering that very soon. So we're both super excited about that. It's going to be a good one. In terms of the trailer release, that's still coming along as well. Some shooting has been done by Kraz Productions. Been chatting here and there with Kazdan. He's making good progress on it, and I think it'll line up really nicely with the game launch is how it's looking. Okay, so the big news is leaderboards and the timer in game because I want this to sort of be a competitive speedrunning type of game with puzzle elements and enemy and obstacle avoidance and all of that as well. So that part of things is actually done. That's been a huge amount of work. It's been a big chunk of the last couple weeks. I've just been working hard on that. Um, it's I reused a lot of stuff from Super Star Shooter 16, but all the menus had to be rejigged. Things had to be tweaked because this is, instead of doing scores, we're doing times now. And additionally, like Super Star Shooter 16 just had one leaderboard. This game is going to have a total of, I believe, 10 leaderboards. So all of that's basically done. I would call it like 95% there. It's not one of those things where the last 1% is the hardest. It's not like that. Like the hard part's done. It's fixing little bugs, if anything, but for the most part, things seem pretty darn good. Then we have polishing up the first four levels. I thought this was mostly done. I've come up with one or two ideas. I've been getting a bit of feedback on the fourth level, which wasn't included in the demo, but in terms of the fourth level, it's a little too challenging, so I'm trying to come up with some ways to make that a bit easier. And then we've got building out levels 5 through 8. Haven't even started that. It's not as big of a task as it seems, but still has to be done. It still takes some time. Figure out mechanics for multi-layer mazes. That's probably won't be as difficult as I think. I think it's probably not going to be that hard, but it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to create some neat cinematic kind of transitions and just give the game a little bit more depth, and it'll be neat for people, I think. Figure out mechanics for bridges. That's another one. I don't think it'll be terribly difficult, but it's just an extra feature to put into the game, and it'll give players a chance to kind of look around the environment a bit more, give more of an exploration feel to the game. And those bridges will have like obstacles on them and things like that, hazards. So, more hints for the first person sections. I'm sort of envisioning something not quite like arrows, but like subtle hints to guide the player along the first person sections of this. Um, I keep getting mixed feedback on the first person parts of the game. So like I can't just take them out. I definitely like there has to be the first person sections. I got a ton of positive feedback on that. But it's sort of like doing anything complicated in first person results in people getting confused. So like I put in the UFOs that are kind of hovering above key objectives and things like that. So those are in place, but I think some visual indicators to complement that as well will just make um, the first person parts seem a little less like intimidating. I find even when I play some of like I mentioned level 4 earlier, that has a fairly large first person section, and even I get lost in there. And I've played through it a whole bunch of times. I don't get like hopelessly lost, but I get a bit lost, and I think for new players it could be really intimidating. So I'm thinking I'm gonna end up using a spline system to guide the player a little bit, and that's going to be a new thing for me to learn. So that I'm envisioning that being a little bit challenging, but it has to be done. I think otherwise it's going to be too difficult. Get some feedback from the demo. Yeah, I've got a few people lined up for that. I've got a few ideas there. I've had some feedback from a few different people. One person played it the other week, and that's where I got a lot of this feedback, kind of saying that the first person sections and just the game in general is a bit too hard. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out how to tone things down a little bit more and give a few more hints, and I think that'll just kind of make for a more enjoyable experience. Okay, QA notes. Some of these might be repeats, but the classic controller support needs work. If you've played the demo with the classic controller, it's not perfect. I spent a fair bit of time trying to fix this. I'm really close to having it done, but I seem to just keep finding weird little things, weird little edge cases that cause problems. Um, might just end up calling it good enough. Like it's fine 98% of the time, and when it does glitch, it's just that the screen kind of shifts, and then you get back full control and everything's fine. Audio issues with USB. I'm pretty sure this is fixed on the full version of the game that I'll release in the fall. I know how to fix this issue on Superstar Shooter 16 as well. I'm not in any way interested in opening up that can of worms until I'm done with Super 3D Maze though. So yes, the audio issues have been reported. I'm aware of them. It'll eventually get resolved. I do have a fix to take care of that. Release dates. This is a bit of a tough one. So um, it's probably I really want it to be the end of August, and the reason for that is I've got a crazy busy fall planned out. So if it doesn't release by the end of August, I'll be in a little bit of trouble, but I can probably still make it work for like end of September if it comes to that. But I think I'm just gonna push hard through August and try and get it released so that I can just kind of move on to the next few things that I have happening in my life. So with that, I'm going to end things here. Thanks for taking the time to watch and check in on the project and on progress. There are some gameplay videos in the channel if you want to check those out. I think I released one a couple weeks back. Things look substantially the same. I was doing a lot of background work like on the visuals of the game a few weeks back, but these last couple weeks it's been nothing but leaderboards. That's it. That's all. It's been leaderboards, and I'm glad I got them running because I'm sick of working on them. But yeah, that's we'll end things there. It's an important feature, and I think people are gonna love it. So thanks for tuning in.